Yeah! What the fuck is up, gamers? It's your boy, the Goods, and we are back for episode number 943 of Pokemon Ace Attorney Trials and Tribulations Edition. Trials and Tribulations. God damn. In the last episode, somebody, we believe, has framed Mr. Ronda Light for the murder of Kane Bullard. And, you know, you might be thinking, hey man, this is a Japanese game. What if it's Kane? What if it's Kane Bullard, and they're referring to the kanji for gold? And to that I say, get your head out of your ass. Okay, there's a guy named Phoenix, right? Mia Fey, Maya Fey, Pearl Fey, Dick Gumshoe. I ask you what the kanji is for Dick Gumshoe. Anyways, I have firm reason to believe that 34-year-old elderly gentleman, even older than Dick Gumshoe himself, even older than Rhonda Light, Desiree Delight, Adrian Andrews, who's my age, good to know, but not as old as dead man Kane Bullard, is indeed the culprit. Detective Luke Atme. He's the only one who could have done it. My nose is boogery. Ace Detective. Luke Atme!
You mean Mask to Mask did it?
Oh, my nose. My nosy. Oh, my nosy. Your Honor, the person being tried in court next to us is not Mask to Mask at all. He is, in actuality, the true murderer of Kane Bullard!
Order! Mr. Wright, explain yourself!
Theft and murder, which is the more serious crime.
They're not even close! Murder is the more serious crime, of course! It's a capital crime subject to a capital punishment.
Please remember the trial from yesterday, if you would. When Luke Atme confessed, there was a huge commotion in the courtroom. Of course, a famous detective was unmasked as Mask to Mask. Instead of being convicted of murder, he was found guilty of grand larceny. That was his true objective all along.
To be found guilty!
Mask to Mask had the perfect alibi for when the murder took place. He was stealing the urn at Lordly Taylor. In other words, being found guilty as Mask to Mask was Luke Atme's airtight, watertight, and unassailable alibi!
A guilty verdict as an alibi?!
You know, it's almost time.
For what?
For Luke Atme's verdict. It was a pretty simple trial after all. If we're going to stop this trial and stall that one, we need to do it now. Of course, that's assuming you have proof the detective was the one who committed the murder.
Mr. Luke Atme's trial has indeed attracted the attention of the entire country. If we were to intrude and fail to provide adequate proof of his true crime, Mr. Delight would be left with no grounds for appeal.
Am I really sure about this? Ha! A bet's only good when your life's the ante.
Mr. Wright! I believe in you!
Mr. Delight.
So, please, I'm begging you!
Thanks, but my decision will determine the rest of your life. Can I really risk your life like this? Phoenix. What was that?
Don't stray, Phoenix. For your client, take the path of trust.
That voice, it sounds like... Mia! Your Honor! The defense requests an immediate recess! Ha! So that's your answer, huh?
Very well. I've decided as well. This court will now take a 20-minute recess. Mr. Wright, when we return, please summon Mr. Luke Atme to the stand.
Yes, Your Honor. October 14th, 11:58, District Court, Courtroom number 5. Fucking guy. Oh, what the fuck did he say? Hold on. They don't have a court record.
Something, something, something!
I have to say, Mr. Payne, you performed splendidly.
Oh no, Sir Detective Atme! You are the one who...
That's enough! This court sees no reason to further prolong this trial. The court finds the defendant, Luke Atme.
Hold it! Wait! Don't hand down your verdict yet, please! Well, well, Sir Lawyer, welcome to my courtroom.
Who's this hoser,
My name is Phoenix Wright, attorney at law, and I wish to file an accusation against this man, Luke Atme.
Accusation? You accuse Master Mask?
That man is not Mask to Mask. He's just a ruthless murderer!
What?
Sounds like I fucking caught him. To be continued. Okay, so that was trial 4-1. This is gonna be trial 4-2. This shit has been going on for so fucking long, by the way. Fun fact for you. This shit has been going on for so long. Also, I could have technically made it in the last episode, but I feel like the cliffhanger was cuter. And I could probably stretch the other trial into 2 episodes. Not that I try to stretch them. I really do try and just get done as much as possible, but I'm fucking stupid.
My sis!
I could have sworn I heard Mia's voice.
So then, she's still alive inside your heart! Mickey boy!
Oh, Miss Delight.
Is it true that the detective is the real killer?
To be honest, we don't have any definite proof. But he's the only one who could have done it.
But wasn't he at Lordly Taylor that night? Not to mention, we don't know exactly his motive. I mean, why would Detective Atme want to kill Kane Bullard?
Oops, it's almost time. Better get back to the courtroom. I need to find some solid proof. And it's gotta happen sooner rather than later. I mean, I don't fucking know how this shit's gonna play out, you know what I mean? I don't know what we're gonna do. We're just gonna have to do our best, I guess.
Now then, this court is back in session. Mr. Luke Atme, please take the stand.
This fucking guy. Well, well, how do you do, Sir Lawyer? I never would have thought to see you acting so recklessly. I couldn't let them hand down your verdict just yet. Not when it would have given you your perfect alibi. An alibi by the name of Mask to Mask. I'm sorry, I'm afraid even the great Luke Atme has no idea what you mean. Of course, I have been in the next courtroom ever since 10 o'clock this morning. I'm afraid there's no way I could know what's been going on in here.
You've been in the defendant's seat all day long, correct? Being tried as Mask to Mask?
Indeed, it's truly child's play to fool the ignorant masses. Not only did the poor fools ask me to protect their valuables, they even gave me a generous reward upon returning their own property to them. Take this red diamond ring that sparkles upon my divine finger, for example. That is going to be really important, actually. I just put that piece together. You know what? I'll you know, You've been paying attention, you know what I'm talking about. But I'm gonna hold on to it. So you continue to insist that you are in fact Mask to Mask? Of course.
Very well then, Luke Atme. Let us begin with this simple question. On October 12th at 1 a.m., Kane Bullard was murdered. Where were you at that time?
One without knowledge lacks even the knowledge that he should be ashamed of himself. But don't worry, I will not hold it against you, Sir Judge.
Thanks.
Alright, Mr. Atme. The night of the murder. Speak. We're all ears. As you wish, Sir Prosecutor. I know it's important. I know how we're gonna get him to. That's sneaky. I like these games. I was stealing the urn as Mask to Mask, just as I announced I would. I had more than enough time to prepare. It was a pathetically easy job. A photograph contains no words, but in this case, one turned out to be my witness. The time at which the camera captured Mask to Mask was the same time as the murder.
It seems the main point of discussion will be this photo of the crime scene.
Everything else up until now was all part of his plan. There has to be a secret to this picture as well. So, my guess, right? We know the paint's there.
Oh! Now then, if you'll excuse me, I have a verdict to receive.
Unfortunately, Mr. Atme, we still have to do your cross-examination.
A fool is too foolish to know that he is a fool.
I think he's trying to say you're full of it, Nick.
The only thing that's full of it is his alibi. So, I don't know how they want me to do this. But I'm fairly certain the gag is that this photo, because he was hired like 10 days in advance, was taken before the Golden Ami statue showed up. Because the Golden Ami statue was put over the paint. Is my guess what they want me to do. So I'm going to press this. I believe Adrian Andrews hired you at one point.
That's right. That was over 20 days ago, if I'm not mistaken.
You sent the calling card to Lordly Taylor 10 days before the heist. That would mean you sent out the card after you began your security watch, right?
Indeed, there was no reason why I couldn't do both jobs at once. It was the perfect opportunity to steal my latest target. I see. You truly are evil, aren't you? Yes, evil is what I am.
Hey, Nick, isn't there something odd about this? Detective Atme was always proud of his ace detective skills, right? But if the urn was stolen from Lordly Taylor while he was the one watching it, he'd have no way to maintain his perfect ace detective persona.
You know, that's true. It is kind of odd. So, hold on. So, I want to say... I'm going to save the game. Because I don't think they would let me just fucking, like, make this leap. So, moved again that night. That is indeed 58 a.m. I want to say... Yeah, they're not just going to let me... They're not going to let me make that leap. Do I have anything else? Because I feel like that's the statement. They're not just going to let me make the leap, I feel like. You know what I mean? They're just going to let me do that. I mean, I wonder, can I just present it? I guess... Let me just press this statement. About the camera that took this photograph.
Oh, come now! It's all too clear what you're thinking.
Huh?
You think I altered the timestamp on the photograph, don't you?
I'm afraid that's impossible. The camera was set up by Lordly Taylor, and on top of that, it was Lordly Taylor's staff that printed that picture's data. And fortunately for the defense, there's no way that picture could have been altered.
I see!
Okay, so... Let me try fucking pressing everything? I'm not gonna, like, read everything. Just because, like... I know, I don't have an accomplice. Yeah, it doesn't help. So... Hold on. could not have killed Kane Bullard unless he had an accomplice. You bet there is. Oh, okay, so this is how you do it. This is it. And you present that. Okay. The funny part is right here.
Why this is a blood scene! Ah, blood! Now this case is getting interesting!
Not exactly. The stain is actually pink paint.
Oh, just paint. And peach colored at that.
From blood to peaches. The judge sure loves going on his wild tangents. The problem with this photograph is not the paint. The problem is when you consider the layout of the basement warehouse. It turns out that something that should be there is nowhere to be seen.
Well, Mr. Wright, what is supposed to be in this picture instead of paint stains?
So that's how you link it. The supervisor of the treasure exhibit stated the following.
Well, there's a good reason for that. On the day of the crime around noon, that golden statue just happened to arrive from the mountain training hall. I realised the statue would be the perfect size for covering up the paint stains. That's why I put it where you first saw it.
I myself was there the night the theft took place, and saw the statue in that spot. If this picture was truly taken on that night, then that statue should have been there. Objection. But when I went there the day after the theft, that statue of the old bag was sitting in the corner.
Perhaps it was somehow pushed there accidentally.
Your Honor, the statue is slightly larger than yourself and quite heavy. It would take more than an accidental push to move in that distance. In that case, can you prove it? Can you give us the rhyme and reason as to why that statue was moved that night?
Can you do it, Nick?
Never mind who moved it. The real question is why did they move it?
Well, Mr. Wright, I hope you're prepared with your answer.
Who was the one that moved the fucking statue? It has to be at me. I guess mask to mask, but I'm gonna try at me. The one who moved the statue is none other than Luke at me.
Come now, Sir Lawyer. There you go again on one of your strange delusions. Mr. Wright, what basis do you have for your strange delusions?
It's very simple. The witness was the only one in the basement on the night, basement warehouse that night.
That is indeed very simple. However,
why would I want to move a heavy golden statue? The reason for moving the golden statue, here's where our battle really begins.
Well, Mr. Wright, what reason did the witness have to move that statue?
The reason can be found here in this photograph. Look at me. You pretended to be mask to mask, to create an alibi by showing you were at Lordly Taylor that night. But this photograph contains a single fatal flaw. If the statue had been there, your lie would be exposed like a cheap film at a drugstore. That's why you had to move the statue.
A single fatal flaw?
Interesting theory. Please enlighten us. Wait, what? So... I want to say it's the fact that the box is clean? The lie is mask to mask.
Are you saying that this mask to mask is a fake?
Huh. You know, I really wish you would start acting more responsibly. Huh? The current question is, why was the golden statue moved? So what possible connection could there be with mask to mask's identity? Oh, fuck. Damn! Oh my god! Holy shit. I guess the fucking box shape? Hold on. Whoa, 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 whoa. What the fuck is the, like... Is it not the box? Is it like the time? Naturally, the lie in this photo is the timestamp.
Oh, what do you mean?
I'll tell you exactly what I mean. On the night in question, Luke Atme went to KB Security and murdered Kane Bullard. Therefore, it's obvious. It would have been impossible for him to have been at Lordly Taylor at this time. What does that do with anything?
But what does that have to do with the statue being moved?
Let me just, save the game real quick. Remember, if you will, Your Honor, when this statue was placed beside the warehouse door.
Well...
The statue was taken down to the warehouse on the day of the crime, and it was placed there in order to cover up the paint. Exactly. Luke Atme had already decided on the time in which he was going to kill the victim. And so, in order to create an alibi for that time, he took this photo days before the murder took place. What the? Of course, the statue hadn't yet been brought down to the basement warehouse yet.
Ah!
So, on the day of the crime, Mr. Atme must have been quite nervous. As nervous as a long-tailed cat in a rocking chair factory, so to speak. Why? Because something that wasn't supposed to be there had been brought down in place where it wasn't supposed to be. And that is why Luke Atme had to move the statue on the night of the murder. He did it to make the room match with the way it had been in this photo.
Order! Order! Mr. Atme, is this true?
One moment, Your Honor. Have you forgotten this?
What's that?
The data for our basement warehouse computer. According to this, the camera did indeed go off on the night of the crime. Objection! It's true the camera that had been set up. It's true that the camera had been set up by Lordly Taylor's staff. However, the program used to manage that data was yours. That alone would have allowed you to tamper with the data.
Order! Order! Mr. Godot, what is the meaning of this? Godot! I warned you about making me wait! Now put that coffee down!
My 11th cup. I've promised to drink no more than 17 during a trial. Which means I'm still good to the last drop.
However, the defense has a very good point!
A good point. So what? We are all but travelers on a road of infinite points.
I think he's got his points mixed up with his other points.
So you say this photograph was taken ahead of time, and that the statue was moved in order to make it match. That's a very interesting idea. However, there's one point that can't be denied, which is that it's only a possibility. Men that are trapped by the chains of maybe can never reach their dreams.
That's very true!
No way! Don't fall for that, Your Honor! Hey, Mr. Damask! Yes? If there's no funny business in your actions as Mask Damask, there should be no problem with you telling us your strategy. So let's hear it.
Yes, please provide this court with your testimony about your plan to steal the sacred urn.
What the fuck this guy up? I got so much fucking evidence I have yet to use, I think. I first received the request from Lordly Taylor about 20 days ago. The urn was placed in a box, and zvarri! It was then sent to the warehouse! Hence, I was actually unable to see the urn for myself until the day of the crime. I knew it was extremely valuable treasure, so I sent my card 10 days beforehand. So, you're a fucking idiot. I then handled security by myself to ensure that my crime would go smoothly. At last, I held the urn in my hands for the very first time at 1 a.m. on October 12th.
That's pretty much all stuff we've heard before, isn't it?
Yeah, but we will find the truth hidden in the nuggets of new information he gave.
Witness, you're sure there are no mistakes this time?
zvarri!
Very well then, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination.
So, here's the deal. I want to review the evidence real quick. Here's another big thing that really helps me in this shit. Think about, you're trying to contradict I first received the request from Lordly Taylor about 20 days ago. That's correct. The urn was placed in a box, and then zvarri, it was sent to the warehouse. Correct. Hence, I was unable to see the urn for myself until the day of the crime. Now, review the evidence. We have the poster that he would have seen. I'm trying to think if there's, like, any other stuff. Kept out of sight. Okay, so we know that that's, like, accurate. I knew it was an extremely valuable treasure. Which, you know, isn't there, like, an appraisal report or something? I don't think we have that, like, data anymore, though. I'll press him on it. You mean this calling card? That's right! That is, without a doubt, my calling card!
I guess Mr. Delight didn't make this after all.
Of course, because Atme knew about the emblem. Making this card authentic would have been child's play for him. Okay, so I'm gonna press him on that shit. And this is the photo that proves that, huh? Indeed, to be honest, even if a photo was taken, I didn't think it would matter terribly much.
Hey Nick, if this photo's a fake, Detective Abby might have stolen the urn whenever this was taken.
That's true. You know, he's been saying that he never saw the urn until that night. If we can prove that he's lying there, we can wrap this up and put a bow on it. So, yeah, he's never seen the urn is important. So let me, like, press him on that. So you're sure that you've never seen the urn before? Indeed, you may ask Lady Andrews to confirm for yourself. My security was focused entirely on the entrance to that warehouse. However, I, Luke Atme, let no information whatsoever slip through my fingers. So, I'm not sure what to do. Then no one entered the basement warehouse. Unfortunately, there were many different treasures being taken there. Thus, for a period of approximately 5 days, people were indeed going in and out of the warehouse. So, let me, like, press him on this shit. I'm just gonna, like, press him on both of these. So, I'm so curious. I'm checking the walkthrough. Cause, like, I want to, like, not skip ahead too much. Oh, okay. I'm stupid. Literally, I'm literally an idiot. So, fun fact. Take good care of the speckled urn. Apparently you can present that on fucking anything. I never would have thought to read the fucking thing. That's a big thing that I fuck up in this game specifically, is I don't look at the pictures on the thing and I don't read the evidence. Because I'm like, oh, it's just like filler text. It's not. It's so important every time. You have to read the shit. Mr. Atme, if you really are Mask to Mask, then you also wrote this calling card, correct? But of course. Is there a problem with that calling card? Allow me to read a passage from the calling card that Mask to Mask had written. Take good care of the speckled urn. Now, the speckled here surely refers to this pink pattern on the sacred urn.
Yes, that is true. But so what?
Truth be told, there's no way that Mask to Mask could have known about this pattern.
What do you mean?
This pink spotted pattern on the urn is actually nothing more than paint stains.
Paint stains?
And these stains did not appear until after the urn had been taken to Lordly Taylor! I'm not finding this joke to be very funny, Mr. Trite. The day that the sacred urn was taken to the warehouse.
The urn was broken due to human error, or should I say an error-prone human. And that's when the pink paint got on the urn! You can't be serious. And yet this calling card clearly mentions the paint pattern. Which means Detective Atney had seen this urn long before the crime ever took place. In fact, he saw it when this fake photo was taken. And because this photo is a fake, your alibi for the night of the murder no longer holds water. Alright, hold on. We will continue this in the next episode. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!